Okay, everybody, we have new details this morning surrounding the U.S. college student who vanished on spring break in the Dominican Republic. Authorities in the United States are calling on Interpol to issue a worldwide missing person alert, what's called a yellow notice for Sudiksha Kanaki. That request filed by the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office in Virginia. New overnight, Dominican police say that they're expanding their surveys of nearby surveillance cameras and re-interviewing people who were with or may have seen the 20-year-old, including hotel staff. Here's what we know so far. Kanaki was last seen on security cameras headed out to the beach after a night out with friends on Wednesday. Then, early Thursday morning, she was seen with a man who claimed that they were swept up by a wave. It was about 4:50 a.m. He came back to shore, showed up at the hotel hours later, but said he couldn't find her in the water. Investigators have discovered her clothes near the area where she was last seen. Joining me now is News Nation Law and Justice contributor Jennifer Coffindoffer. Jennifer, it's always good to have you. Let me just start with this man who says that they were swept up by the wave. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I'm with someone that's really swept up by a wave, I'm not showing up at the hotel hours later. You know, I'm going for help pretty quickly. Is this smell fishy to you?
It smells fishy, and it just doesn't comport, Marky.
Yeah.
You know, when the reports came in that she was swept up by a wave, the big question was, well, who saw her get swept up by the wave, and why didn't they report it imminently? Search crews could have been out there right away. She wasn't reported missing until 4 o'clock, 12 hours almost later.
And I know he says that he had gotten ill on the beach, fallen asleep there. So I'm interested to see what more he has to say. I know the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office in the United States is asking for this yellow notice, global missing person alert. What's the advantage of doing so, and is that the right move?
Well, this is the right move because we really don't know what happened to her. Could she have been trafficked? Could she be someplace else? This way, everyone is on notice in terms of enforcement units throughout the world as to this girl being missing.
Yeah. I know yesterday there were reports also surfacing that it was a possible drowning. You know, authorities were throwing that out. Are you buying that, Jennifer?
I'm not buying it right now. The problem is there's no evidence of that. Are we to really believe this stranger, this young man who was escorting her on the beach, and then all of a sudden he passes out in a chair and she's not seen again? It's not lining up, especially when you consider the wave issues. This was not high tide. I find the whole thing to have no merit right now.
I know her family has expressed concerns about possible foul play, including kidnapping, human trafficking. How should investigators balance these concerns from her family with this current theory suggesting a possible drowning?
You know, I think, Marky, you have to start with what is most plausible. And what is most plausible, first of all, is that she was with this last man, or with this man. That's where she was last seen, Marky. We have to start with him, assume the worst, and then go from there. Again, search efforts have not proven positive, and that is a big negative for this case.
Yeah, the other new nugget that really stands out, Jennifer, is the fact that police say her clothes have now been found on this beach bed near the shoreline. If you were there on the ground at the helm of this investigation, what would that tell you?
That would tell me that either she removed them or somebody removed them. And this whole relationship with this person she was out there with might be much more involved than just a walk on the beach and a swim.
And before I let you go, what would you be focused on today? What, 5 days later, as the situation continues to get more dire by the hour?
They really need to be focusing on getting all cameras in and around that area reviewed, and they need to focus on that man who saw them last. He needs polygraphed immediately.
Well, we know a lot of U.S. agencies, foreign authorities are working in tandem on this one. We'll see if we get any clarity, new answers throughout the day. Jennifer Coffindoffer, thank you for being here, my friend, as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Marky.